Now that's my kind of language. We have this guy. Oh man, we got to pull this thing inside. I was gonna say extreme, but karma kicked my ass. Oh, it's even got a kickstand. Now that the door's done kicking the shit out of me, here's our project for the day. Now, I can't remember the entirety of how these two... I know I gypped the guy out of 20 bucks supposedly on this guy. This was the same transaction. I basically got this thing for free, I think. Or maybe he actually paid me to take it because I negotiated down on that and I negotiated down on that. So I would say, yeah, he basically paid me to take this thing. So if we don't get it to work, no big deal. I liked that it brought back memories for me at the old swap meets or flea markets. They used to sell these things right down the road from where I live, and it was just kind of a nostalgic thing. And plus, you know, 2-stroke power, and it's extreme, and how could you not, you know, dig this? But the whole situation is like, this is shot. I don't see that gonna work. It's probably better if we keep it on though, even if it doesn't work. However, let's check this sucker out. The seat, it's there, but it's not really hooked up. It's missing a nut right here. It's a bolt that goes on that. Goes through there onto the spring, and then that holds that down. That's not too big of a deal. Seat's in kind of crappy condition. I love the Chinese/Japanese on the tire there. I believe this is a 49cc engine. No recoil currently. What else do we got here? Oh, we got a horn button here. And we got lights. Wow. Left, right. Wow. So you could actually get out of here. Wow. Brakes. Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna work or not. That one feels good. It's always the left side that's like something's bound up on it. Okay, so I bought this thing, and I don't even know why I bought it, because there's no recoil on it, so I don't even know if this engine's seized, and if the engine's seized, well then it's scrap. So hopefully the engine isn't seized. He's got something written down right here. It looks like 32-1. It's got some fuel in it that's all deteriorated. Really nasty stuff. Well, the steel has rusted and the aluminum has oxidized. This thing has been sitting outside. It's unfortunate. And what's really unfortunate is the fact that a lot of this stuff that goes bad is just a simple thing to begin with, but since then you lack to put it inside because you, first of all, didn't respect it to begin with, so it broke, or you didn't respect it enough to fix it, and it broke, and then you didn't respect it beyond that and just left it outside. But then, you know, it gives us something to do, and then it gives you something to watch, so I guess it all works out. Everything happens for a reason, I guess. I'm one of them kind of guys. What about you? Some people are into fate. Some people are into everything's random. Some people are left. Some people are right. Some people are up. Some people are down. I think everything happens for a reason, personally. I'll tell you what, when I put these back on, I will use an impact. I will use an impact. Tip of the day: sit down, shut up. We'll use an impact next time. I'm not sure if that's going to be direct drive or... It couldn't be direct drive. It's going to have some sort of clutch on it, so we couldn't spin it from the other way. Okay, so right off the bat, we have let's see, the recoil. So it's missing a string. We could see that from the outside. But then I pull this off and this thing just came right off. And the spring looks like it's in good shape. So maybe that's okay. Not too concerned about that yet. Here's our, oh, really? And it's even got some compression behind it, or it's, you know, semi-seized up. One or the other. The spark plug cap's even seized. There we go. Spark plug doesn't look bad. We have a little bit of schmutz, a little bit of debris on there, but I'll clean it off with my sweatshirt. We'll give her a go. We'll grab some fogging oil. Fog her up real quick, lube it up before we start turning it a whole bunch of times. How many of you think it'll have spark? I'm gonna go with yeah, because carburetor is usually always the thing that wants to break, and people just say, you know what, I'm not fixing this thing, or they can't find parts. You know, this thing was probably what, 10 years old, would you imagine? Maybe even older, maybe 15 years old. And back in the day, you couldn't find parts as easy as you can get it today. So there's that. You guys watch it and tell me. Oh yeah, it even sounds cool. On the last 3D Machines production, I was using WD-40. I got PB Blaster. I used to always be a PB Blaster fan, but I think I moved to WD. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you guys prefer WD or PB Blaster? I like this guy because it's got the little, you know, you can literally aim this right where you want it to go. Where the heck are you, buddy? Somewhere up there, just gonna squirt. There we go. Oh, that should never hurt. Lube is your friend. While I'm looking for a screwdriver behind the scenes on the Yamaha, I actually hacked the old carburetor, and we're actually using the old carburetor because the new carburetor had the exact same issue. It was leaking, so I'm like, well, if that one's leaking too, then they can't be too far out of whack. I'll just go ahead and slap the old one back on there. So I did, and that's working. But now, for whatever reason, all my flatheads are like disappeared. They're all up on my... I like this guy. Nah, I like this guy. Is that gonna be the same 4mm? It is. So far, not hating the design. So there's the throttle right here. So let's see if that. Oh yeah, it does. Wow, the cable even works. Holy smokes, the cable works. Holy smokes, the cable works. I would have never guessed that. So we got our Braaap, which is awesome. Okay, so we're gonna keep that intact. But however, what we are going to do, yeah, those lines are shot. So what I'll do right now, because we're not gonna use them, just snap them off. Wow, is that one? That one doesn't want to snap off. Usually they just break. They're not actually. They're not too hard, but you know, I probably have them laying around, so I may as well replace them. Never seen a fuel line come off that hard. What the heck is that made out of? Dude, this is like the best fuel line in the world. Like it hardens up and it's not even brittle, it becomes stronger. There we go. I'm gonna let that fogging stuff do a little bit more work. While that's doing that, I'm gonna take some of this plastic stuff off so I can just see what's going on. We're both confused at this point, I know. Because I see this thing, and then I see this thing, and then I see this thing. Speed. I like how for speed, well, both of them, they have a snowboarder. Right? Is that what you're seeing? I'm seeing a snowboarder like in the air holding the snowboard with his hand sticking out. Isn't that what you see? Get out of here. No way. Get out of town. That came out. Oh, I really like the garage door opener wires. Really like that heavy duty stuff. I also like the nice classy zip tie that's used there. So somebody has been in here, believe it or not. Probably somebody like I, who's going to break stuff. I mean, try to fix stuff. I mean, fix stuff. Believe it or not, I've slipped before. And that's why we have an infected thumbnail. Probably something I shouldn't joke about, but, you know, it's funny. To you. Okay. So, pretty bare bones now. Let's see, that would be this cable or that cable? I'll try this one first. Do we see movement? Okay, so that's the front cable because I don't see any movement at all. Try the left one here. Yeah, that's the one. Some hesitation, so maybe I can take these cables off and run some lube through them and they'll fix themselves. And or, I've never thrown cables in my ultrasonic cleaner. I think people suggested that on the three-wheeler. I could try that. Let me know in the comment section below, because I'm sure this will be probably a two-part if it's not blown up here in a second. That chain, I don't know if that's something we could get to work. Now I've kind of diluted my squirt bottle here. This did have 40-to-1 in it, but now I've put just regular gasoline in it. So what I'll do is I'll dump a little bit of two-stroke in there before I use it. And I think I have a huge tub of two-stroke, if I'm not mistaken. That's for my dirt bike. This is for a snowmobile. Is that a Raider? The snowmobile? I don't see an Xtreme scooter on there, but hopefully it'll work. Yeah, it's got some blue to it. Well, just a little bit. I'm not sure if this is going to turn it over quick enough. Choke works. We got fuel. I know I have spark. The only problem is this isn't too fast, so I don't know if this will even work. Yeah. Alright, so the engine isn't blown. We can go one more time. just because I want to hear it. Sweet! I like that. We can see if our key works. We can check for spark, or we can just see if it'll run again. There you go. So the key works, because now it should fire. There you go. Key works. Sweet. Can you imagine? Come on, if you couldn't get, you know, your bubble gum on this thing when you were 13 years old or 25, like, you're not even living, bro. I like when things just, you know, look like they're a total piece of junk, which this thing kind of did and currently does, but I like the fact that it has ginormous potential. Yes, just like you, my sexy, unbelievably beautiful viewers. Okay, so there's the assembly. That's what we're looking at right there. Actually, it's probably, I'm gonna have to, holy smokes, that works. Okay, maybe not. That's really weird. Usually the bubble's hard and it doesn't prime like that and almost squirt you guys. So, yeah, we're dealing with a slightly more impressive animal than I was really expecting. Now we're going to do this job right. We're going to use all the right tools. So I'm going to use these electrical pliers and not a pair of regular pliers, because those are a little further away from me than those were. Okay, cool. Let's see if I can manage to get this off. You know, I thought if I turned the brass that then I could turn the nut easier and then I could fire it back in here. So far, it's kind of working. Now if I push that forward. Oh, I gotta do the old twist too. I gotta twist it. Fun stuff. Usually there's a slit in this bracket so you could just pull the cable out, but that would cost, you know, that would be one extra process. So that's why they didn't do it. So now I gotta twist that at the same time as pushing that out. You see it's hitting that piece of plastic. So I gotta turn that and then push it. There's just not enough cable. Gotcha. Let's see which screwdriver fits better. That JS feels really good versus the Phillips. They both feel good in this situation, so I'm not going to switch back to the JS. But I did give you guys a tip in my last video, but I edited it out for whatever reason that was. It didn't make the grade. But that was, if you want some JS screws because you're working on Japanese stuff or whatever, that is in the description. I know I've told you guys that, but also I was at Tops the other day, and if you guys don't have a Tops, it's a grocery store, and you can use their Coinstar thing, take your change there, and if you choose the e-gift, what is it, e-gift card or gift certificate, you don't pay a commission on that or a percentage or a royalty or anything, so you get your full percentage and you're not wasting your time counting your money. and then you could get an Amazon gift card, and then, you know, if you want to, go to my link and, you know, help me because I'm an affiliate of Amazon, then I'd greatly appreciate that. Puts gas in the tank. Okay, so the primer passes the test, which is good, but that's not the thing that goes bad the most often. It's actually these diaphragms in here, and if the diaphragms are hard, no, we're not going to send this in the ultrasonic cleaner. We will just buy a whole new carb, because the rebuild kit probably cost the same, if not more, than the whole carburetor itself. I just don't have gloves on, that's why I'm being picky. I ran out of gloves. There we go. Okay, so this guy usually goes hard. Let's see if it's hard. Yeah, you can see it's supposed to be nice and like fluffy, so to speak. This is, it's not like super bad. It's way better than I expected, but it's still not going to give you, you know, what a new one would do. This thing isn't in bad shape, man. Yeah, see, that one's stiffer than that one. Go ahead and just buy a new carb, because like I said, rebuild kit, that's what you're looking for if your weed whacker doesn't run that good, or it barely runs at all, or if it, you know, whatever. Usually that's what's going on with that style carburetor. These diaphragms go hard. And then you got to rebuild it, or nowadays it's just as efficient to just buy a whole new carb. Just make sure you're buying the right one. This guy, they're all about the same on these 49cc Chinese engines. And then while I'm at it, I'll look for maybe a recoil, if it's cost effective. Look at the string that this guy used. Look at this. Look at this. No wonder it broke, bud. Are you kidding me? I do like that there's a plate on there, but, you know, I doubt anybody who rides this other than me is going to even need that plate, because that plate is only for extreme riding conditions, and I would definitely put it to the Xtreme. But yeah, I'll knock that off too. So we're gonna do some price checking on that. I will inform you about that. Well, we went from garage door opener wire to both a lock washer and a washer. So this guy drastically improved his mechanics along the way. I can appreciate that. Ew! Yeah, that line's shot. Or are we gonna drop all these and then catch them? Because we're an absolute savage. Does that help any? Oh, sweet, the chain is alive. I thought it was completely seized up. Okay. I lift that up. Oh, sweet. sweet, we can revive that chain. Just a little WD, fix that right up. Where's the master link? Does it have a master link? 3 bonus points and a gold star to who finds the master link. I found it. No, I found it first. Can you see it? Right there. There's our guy. Get a little bit of movement first. Safety squints engaged. Easy peasy. It broke free. Now I'll use my hook. There you go. Sweet. I went over to the store and picked some of this up. It's vinegar, distilled white vinegar, 5% acidity. Doesn't even have a protective thing on it. Perfect. But more importantly, I got pretzels. Oh yeah. Now I want to see what this does to this chain, because the chain's not like bad. I know there's different ways to go about like removing rust or you know, trying to make stuff a little bit in better quality, better shape. And I know vinegar is one of them. I know you have electrolysis, you have soaking it in different things like WD-40 or transmission fluid or whatever. We're gonna try vinegar on this chain. If you have any prior knowledge or prior experience on doing stuff like this, and you want to leave your input in the comment section below, or if you've seen videos with the same kind of situation going on. I love being educated. I love it. I love learning. So if you could leave it in the comment section below, I would appreciate it. And yeah, and I'm sure other people will too. Just make sure that it's gonna get contact everywhere. There we go. So it's currently, let's see, what time is it? 9:45, December 13th. So I'm just checking this thing out while that chain is soaking. And I thought those would be lights back there, but it looks like they just have nuts to them. Unless that did have a wire going to it, but it looks like it's just, isn't it just a reflector? Or, no, it does have a bulb in there. Son of a gun. So those are your stops, and then the sides are your blinkers. Okay. Then it also has, you can see these leads here, so it had a battery of some kind. But as you can see, it's got some sort of feed here, so maybe it will produce enough electricity to run the stuff without a battery, I'd assume. I mean, but you know what assuming does. It's got a little bit more wear here. It's got some rust and crust there. The front tire does spin good, and the front brake does work good, but that back brake will need some lube. But yeah, I think we're just ordering parts on this guy at the moment. Maybe we can find a seat. Hey, if we could find a seat, I guess I could grab a seat, right? The Xtreme scooter. Let me know what you guys think of this guy. Hopefully we could get into some trouble. I mean, ride this thing around in the near future. Stay froggy fresh, stay super fly, and I will end this with the plug like I have a lot of my videos. Until Christmas, when you spend $25 or more at 3dmachines.co or machinemerch.com, you get a free beanie. It'll keep your head warm this winter, this holiday season. When you spend, like I said, $25 or more before shipping, get a $10 beanie for free. So, I'm happy, you're happy, and the Xtreme scooter is, well, if it was not an inanimate object, it would probably be happy.